Welcome back to Fighting Fitness. I'm Alena.
And I'm Evelyn.
And today we're going to be teaching you the rear naked choke from mount. First off, when you've achieved the mount position, you are already in the dominant position. When you sit high on the chest, you're making it difficult for your opponent to maneuver their arms since they're away from their center of gravity. They can't buck you off with their hips. So what can they do? Either try to snake back into guard or try and turn onto their stomach to escape from behind. When my opponent tries to turn over, I'm going to let her. The first thing I'm going to do when she does is reposition myself back to her center of gravity. Why? Because if I'm still riding high, she's going to be able to slip out from behind me. So I'm going to slide down and put more weight on her center to make it harder for her to get off the mat. This is still a bad spot to be in. Your opponent isn't going to just lie there flat on the mat. They're going to try to get up. As soon as they try to gain a base to move, they're opening up room for you to slide in your hooks. The reason why it's called a hook is because you are literally hooking your leg around theirs to control it. For the best position with a hook, wrap your leg from the outside of their leg to loop it around into the inside and use the top of your foot and ankle to lock on top of their calf. If I want to extend my opponent's leg, I can, not her. Once you have a hook in and have control of their legs, you want to focus on controlling their arms. Because you have control of their legs, the only way for your opponent to get off the mat is with their arms. They will either try to push up with their hands, or if they're smarter, they will come up on their elbow. Either way, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that they've given you room to grab a hold of their arms. And that's just what we'll do. You can set this up on both sides. It really depends on which side your opponent gives up first. And it doesn't affect how you throw the rear naked choke. I'm going to slide in from underneath and grab a hold of their forearms. The next part depends on what you feel more comfortable doing. If you're strong, you can control an arm with one hand. If you want to grab both arms, you can. If you want to just dominate one arm, you can use two-hand control over one. The main thing to pay attention to is to control the side you have the hook in. Why? Because the next step is to roll them onto their back. Once you have arm control, you're going to pull the arm in, drive forward with your body, and roll them over. This will naturally help you roll them over onto their back. Once you have them rolled over, you're going to hook their other leg. Now your opponent is pretty much a turtle on its back. First, you're going to let go with this arm, wrap it around your opponent's neck, and then you're going to release this hand, grab your bicep, use this free hand to push your opponent's head forward, and that is a rear naked choke. So there's a nice way and a mean way to choke. The nice way, you line up your elbow to the chin, and your bicep and your forearm are cutting off oxygen to the brain so your opponent will pass out. But if you really don't like the person you're choking, you can just press your forearm into their neck and crush their larynx. Either way is effective. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week for another episode of Fighting Fitness.